Ask
Thank you everyone
everything
for
is
having
good.
joined the session. I think we are running a bit late, but let's make the most out of it. Uh, I think we are good to go. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for having joined the session today. We are here for the Mental Math Tips and Tricks session for the Grandmaster category. Uh, well, we have none other than Miss Rushali Joshi here, who's the founder for Edwati School of Excellence. She is a Vedic math scholar who's known everywhere as one of the leading names in Vedic mathematics, and she's here to show you some tips and tricks that will help you to calculate better and faster. With that said, I'm sure a lot of you will already have done, your mental mathematics, either abacus or Vedic maths. You must have a background with that. Uh, but over here, this session is essentially for those who don't have a background, and they can use these mental math tips and tricks that are being shared by Rishali ma'am to help them to do better. With that said, Ms. Joshi, thank you for having joined the session, and I'll pass on the baton to you to start the session.
Hi, guys. And I can see that, the it is a human tendency to get tensed up with everything. Today, we are going to try and teach you a couple of tips and tricks in maths, which should help you to ease down and make you comfortable during the exam time. Let's see how me or some things, kind of some slides with me, which make it. Can we mute everybody?
They're asking to
Admin, can we
mute.
mute everyone?
Yeah, Jaden, because I can hear you background. That's why. Okay, we'll ask you to unmute as soon as we have a question. So yep, I think that see how to improve our numerical with the help of Vedic maths primarily, but yes, we kind of going to mix a couple of things. It's not going to be alone Vedic maths. I'm not going to waste much time because there are lots of topics that we need to cover up, and we will see how we can do the most of it. Okay, but before I go ahead, I want to tell you that it's extremely important to be good at numbers because it's a foundation for your further studies. It improves your logic and concentration. It is the daily life stuff that you need. And of course, career opportunities open up if you are a math student. Goes unsaid. What are we going to cover in today's session? We are going to cover different techniques to find out square roots, cube root, LCM, HCF, ratio, and percentage. Primarily focusing on these techniques. But to know these techniques, if there is anything else that we need to know as a background to it, also which I'll be sharing with you. Correct? Because unless and until you know a few things, you might not be able to reach the technique. So these are the primary things which are based on your curriculum for the competition, but you can't isolate them from other methods that we will do. So let's see. So here we go. For the very first technique, a lot of you probably would be aware of this technique. This is an additional topic which will help you to find out square roots. You see how we go about it. But before that, let us see how many of you can tell me the answer to all these questions in one breath. Is there anybody? Raise your hand. Is there anybody who can tell me answers to this in one breath? Yeah, Jaden? Unmute, unmute, unmute. Unmute, unmute.
Okay, let me see. 225,
Yeah,
625,
yeah,
1225,
yeah,
2025,
yeah.
and 3025.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. Now we have only Jaden who could do it. So I'm going to share the technique with others. And I want all of you all, Jaden, very well done. So it's a very simple technique, guys. See how we do it. So what you're going to do is you're going to cut one of them and convert it into the next digit. And then it's 2 ones are 2 and 5 fives are 25. that way. So you cut it out, you make a 3. 3 times 2 is 6 and 5 times 5 is 25. You cut it out. These kind of techniques, anywhere you ace your competitions at any given point in time. So 4 threes are 12 and 5 fives are 25. You cut this out, make it 5. 4 fives are 20 and 5 times 5 will give you 25. You cut this out. This is 6. 6 times 5 is equal to 30 and 5 times 5 will give you 25. You must know this technique to find square roots. Sounds very funny, but I'll tell you how. Okay, but before we go ahead, I want all of you to try this out and give your answers quickly in the chat box. Can all of you do this? Rehan, Yogit, Agatha, Andre, Violeta. The square, find out the numbers, multiplication product of these two numbers and start giving it in the chat box. You should not take more than a minute's time to do this. Avinash, can you check if all of them are giving the answers there? Prakhyat, is everybody answering?
Yes, ma'am. They are answering. 7225,
Yes. All of you check.
5625,
I think most of them probably made it. Yes,
4225,
Vedant.
7225. Yeah.
Yes, wonderful. So it's a very easy stuff. And now I will tell you how to go to the square roots. Okay. Until here. Now, I have written a lot of things here because this PowerPoint presentation will come to you. But I'm going to show this to you. And when you see this particular whole thing again, you can follow the steps and you can still find the square root. Okay. So to know the shortcut, we must find it is important that you know the square of all single digit numbers. We must know the square of all single digit numbers. It is just very important to know the square of all single digit numbers. We have taken this as an example 1156. We will make two parts of 1156, which is 11 and 52. We are choosing only two numbers at a time because we are finding a square of a number, power 2. Now, 2, that is why we are going to make two parts of the numbers. Okay. All right. You check 11. 11 comes between the square of 3 square and 4 square. Okay. Which is 9 and 16. I will do this. Okay. This presentation, let it be. I'm going to go to a new page. 1156. Now, before we here, that's 1 square is equal to 1, 2 square is equal to 4, then 3 square is equal to 9. All of you, I don't have to write this. Actually speaking, nobody has to write this if you know it. But then since I'm not very sure whether all of you are aware of it or not, I have to write this. You have to know them. You may not write them. Are you getting it? 25. Then 6 square is 36. 7 square is 49. 8 square is 64. 9 square is 81. And 10 square is 100. I hope all of you are able to see what I'm writing there. Okay, now pay attention what to do there. We are going to make two parts of these numbers, which is going to be 56 and 11. Why 2? Because we are finding a square of a number. Okay. If we are getting two parts, that means our answer is going to be in two parts. All right. This answer can end either with 4 because 4 fours are 16, or it can end either with 6. With what it is ending, we have to find out. So we have identified the last two digits. Now we have to identify the first digit. For the first digit, we are going to look at 11. 11 comes between 9 and 16. Correct? 11 comes between 9 and 16, guys. We take the lowest one. which is 3. So our answer is going to be either 34 or it can be 36. Now to know which is our answer, we need to find the square of 35, which is the central digit. Okay, 35 square. 35 square is 1225. Look at the number. 1225 is less than or 1225 is greater than 1156. Automatically our answer is 34. How many understood this? Vedant, all of you, Rayan, Agatha, Pitere. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name correct. Please excuse me if I'm not. Okay. All right. Let's do one more question like this. Okay. I'm going to take one more square. Let's take all right. Let's take square root of 2401. 2401. All right, 2401. We are going to make two parts, 0, 1 and 24, correct? That means our answer is going to be in two parts, two digits, sorry. And there is a possibility that our answer will either end with 9 or it will end with 1, correct? Your answer is either going to end with 1 or it will end with 9. We got our last digit. We want to see our first digit, 24. Now, 24 will come between which two squares? 24 will come between which two squares? 24 will come between 16 and 25. We take the lowest one, which is 4. So we take 4 here. So our answer either can be 41 or it can be 49. The central digit is 45. Square 45, your answer is 2025. Now 2401 and this is less, 2401 is greater than, so obviously your answer is 49. So this is a square of 49. I hope you guys are getting it. I have a few questions for you guys. Can all of you quickly find out the square of these and put them in the chat box? A lot of things you can do mentally. So you know your answer is going to be 2 digit. It's either going to end with put your answers in the chat box, everybody. You got over with it, Chirag. Agatha Prince. Can I have Agatha Prince unmuted, please? Agatha, can you help me to do the very first question?
Ma'am, I do not understand the square root part.
Okay. All right, let's do it together. Okay. Can you see 4? Which means
Yes,
your
ma'am.
answer can, okay, you have made two parts of these numbers first of all, correct? 17 and 64. That means we can have two answers. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. The square of which numbers end with 4?
Um, 8 square
So 8 and
and
this you must know. 2 twos are 4, no?
yeah.
2 twos are 4. Okay, now look at 17. 17 comes between which two squares? 17 comes between which two squares, Agatha?
4 square and
Yeah,
5 square.
4 and 5, correct? It comes
Yeah.
between 4 and 5 square. Take the lowest one. Which is the lowest
4.
one? 4. So we will write 4. So our answer either can be 42 or it can be 48, correct?
Yes.
Now central digit is 45.
Yeah.
No central digit, the number which comes in between. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
What is the square of 45? 45 into 45, correct? That this was the reason why I taught you that method. What is the square of 45?
Um, Ma'am, it's 2025.
Correct. It's 2025. Now you tell me 25 or less than 1764 is greater than 2025 or 1764 is less than 2025, Agatha?
1764 is larger.
Is larger
So
than 2025?
2025 is larger.
Yeah, so this is wrong, correct? This
Yeah.
is correct. That means our answer has to be less than 45, correct?
Yeah.
The answer less than 45 means the only probability is 42. Getting it or no?
Oh, yeah.
That's how we find it. Assuming
Thank
that these are perfect squares. Getting it or no? This will work only for perfect squares. We are not giving you any technique for imperfect square. I don't think those kind of questions are expected. Avinash, am I right? Okay. Avinash, are you talking with us? Okay.
Yes, I said it's only perfect
Perfect
squares and
squares.
perfect squares. Yes.
Okay. All right. Can we have Rihan? Rihan, did you understand how to find the square root of 3721? Rihan,
Yes, ma'am.
can you help me to find this out?
Yeah. So 3721, it should be divided into like two parts, 37
Yes.
and 21.
Yes.
And
Uh,
37, it
uh,
comes
uh,
between
yeah.
6 square and 7 square.
So we take the lowest.
Lowest one, which is 6
So
square.
6, correct. Only 6, yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the digit here?
And the digit
The
30,
square of which numbers end with 1? The square of which the digits will end with 1? 1 and 9, no?
9 nines are 81
yeah,
and
1
1
and 9.
ones are 1. Yeah.
1 and
Correct.
9, correct. Now find the central digit which is 65. What is the square of 65?
65 into 65. Okay.
We did no shortcut right now.
4225.
4225. Now check 3721 should come before or after 4225?
Before.
Before. That means your answer will be before 65, correct? Which is
61.
61, correct. All right. Then who is there? Who is there? Violator. Can you unmute yourself, Violator?
Yes.
And can you answer this 3136, please?
Okay, so for 4 times 4 is 16, and 6 times 6 is 36. So we use
Alright.
those digits.
Okay, 4
And then
and
for
6, yeah.
31, it's in between 5 times 5
Yep.
and 6 times 6. So we take the
That's
lower one, which is
That's a
5.
5, yes.
And then the middle number is 55. And
Yes.
55 squared is 3025.
You're perfect,
And
yes.
3025 is smaller than 3136, so it's 54.
No. 3025 is a square
Yeah,
of this
sorry,
number.
56.
Yeah, so 3136 you will write after that, correct? 3136, correct? So this is the answer. Getting it to know? Getting it, guys? All right. Now cube root. Trust me, if you use this method of cube root for Vedic maths, it is the most easiest method to find the cube roots up to 6 digit. But yes, for that, we need to know the cubes of single digit, at least from 1 to 9. And I assume that all of you here are aware or are in know of the cubes of single digit. Am I right or wrong? Do you guys know cubes of single digit? Correct? Okay. Let's see. First of all, I'm going to write the cubes of single digit. I hope that I was going to type it and keep it, but I did not because I thought I'll write down live in front of you so that you need to know how how you should know them. I mean, like back of your hand. So 1 cube will give you 1, 2 cube will give you 8, 3 cube will give you, all of you write down the cubes if you know them, and if you don't know them, just look at the board and make sure that you know them. Trust me, it's the easiest way to do this. 27. 4 cube is equal to 64. 5 cube is equal to 125. 6 cube is equal to, I'm going to take the whole board there. 6 cube is equal to 216. 7 cube is equal to 343. 8 cube is equal to 512. 9 cube is equal to 729. 729. And 10 cube is equal to 1000. Now, guys, if you observe, no digit is repeated. The cube of 1 will end with 1. The cube of 4 will end with 4. The cube of 5 ends with 5. The cube of 6 ends with 6. The cube of 9 ends with 9. And the cube of 10 ends with 0. It's easy. Now, what you have to see is cube of 2 ends with 8 and the cube of 8 ends with 2. Check this. And the cube of 3 ends with 7 and the cube of 7 ends with 3. Are you guys understanding this? This is something that you need to observe. Only then will you be able to do the cubes very fast. Okay. That helps us to settle down with the numbers. Now I'm going to take a cube here and I'll tell you how it is a cakewalk to find out the cube root of a number. All right. Let's take I'm going to take a cube of, let's take the cube root.
29791.
I'm sorry, which one?
29791.
Okay, so it's a cube root of 29791. Is the number correct? Right.
Yes.
Now we want to club this in 3. Why 3? Because we are finding a cube root. We are going to take 3 numbers at a time. 1 and the remaining 2. We have made 2 groups. That is, our answer is going to be in 2 parts. See this, guys. 29. Where will you write 29? 29 comes between 3 and 4. So you will write the lowest one, 3. And the cube of which number ends with 1? The cube of 1 ends with 1. Your answer is 31. How many understood this? Getting it? It's a cakewalk, guys. I'm telling you. If you know this, let's take one more number. Let's take 32768. Wonderful. I'm so happy you guys get it. 3, 2. This is that. The cubes are perfect cubes. Okay. This will not work for imperfect cubes. Okay. Cube root of 32768. Make 2 parts. 768 and 32. 32 comes where? 32 comes again between 3 and 4. So first digit is 3. And the square of which number ends with 8? 2. So that's a 32. Are you getting it, everybody? How many getting it? We all a couple of numbers.
Prakhyath?
Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Because I think
Hello.
my system has failed. Can you all hear me? Can
Yeah, we
somebody?
can hear you.
All right. Okay. Sorry.
Yes, we can hear you now.
root of 74088. All of you try to find out the cube root of 740. I'm going to write a couple of sums there. Give your answers in the chat box quickly. Up to what digit do they have the square cube roots? Hello?
Yes, ma'am, we can hear you.
Students, please raise your hand if you can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. I think I'm facing some network issues today. All right. Can all of you find out the cube root of these numbers? Trust me, it's a cakewalk. It is definitely a cakewalk. You will be surprised with what you're doing yourself. Is it easy? Uh, do we have answers coming in?
Yes, we have answers coming in.
Okay. So 74 is 64. So that's a 4 and that's a 2.
42,
Getting it, everybody? Yeah.
51,
132 is 5 and 51. Yes, that's a 5 and 51. This is 9. Sorry, 941. That's a 9 and an 8. 98. Check, guys. Are you getting it right?
yeah, they are answering, ma'am.
Oh, wonderful. No, see, they're getting it now. That's a 68. And this is 592 is between 512, 84. How many got it? Your school method will take a lot of time for you to do this, trust me. And how many students would want to hunt a calculator for this? So many of them, I'm so sure, right? Looking at the size of a number. Okay. So that takes us to another topic. I hope you guys are getting it right there. Can I go to the next page, people? Okay, LCM and HCF. I have not taken any numbers here because I strictly wanted to remain with what you guys are going to deal with. So first of all of you, do you understand the concept of LCM and HCF? What is LCM and HCF? LCM is the least common multiple and HCF is the highest common factor. Now I hope all of you are aware of all of you are aware of all of you are aware of the concept of multiple and what is a factor. All of you are aware of what is a factor and what is a multiple, correct? I don't have to explain that to you, right? So going with an understanding that you guys are aware of what is a factor and a multiple, let's find out how to find it. First, I'm going to take a very easy example. Okay. Let's take uh, let's take 14 and 8. Okay. And we have to find out the LCM. Now I'm going to give you a technique here. Check for LCM, pick up the smallest number, pick up the greatest number, 14, right? 14 and 20 is going to be a big one. So LCM, 1 second. Okay, let's do the HCF first. Okay. Can you tell me that 14 and 8 is divisible, which comes in both of the numbers should come in one table. Which is that table? It is both the numbers are divisible by 2. Can you see that, all of you? Guys, so this will both the numbers and further they are not divisible. So HCF is 2. Now this is the most easiest one to do. This is just to help you all to understand what it is. But I can't. Are there HCF questions with us? Okay. Let me take one question here. Suppose you have to find the HCF of 58, 58 and 58 and 18. Can all of you find out the HCF of 58 and 18? Fifty-eight and 18, all of you. What would be the answer here? If you see, first you divide by 2, you divide by 2. What will you get here? That is 29 and 9. Is it divisible further? Can you divide by further? We cannot. So HCF is 2. Getting it? It is the number with which you can divide both the numbers. You can't divide one by 2 and the other by 4. Both of them should be divisible by the same number. Okay. Can you all find out what is the HCF of 96 and 99? Which number you can use to divide both of them? That is outrightly 3, correct? Which is equal to 31 and 33. These numbers are not divisible further. That means your HCF is equal to 3. I hope all of you are getting it. Correct? The school method of HCF is doing the prime factorization and then kind of going the whole lengthy stuff. We don't do it that way. We just, kind of find out the answer. Let's take the HCF of 70 and 62. Can you all find the HCF of 70 and 62 with what it is divisible? All of you put your answers in the chat box if you can. 70 and 62. I want one number, 1 second. Both of them are even. So you divide this by 2 and you divide this by 2. This is 35 and this is 31. These numbers cannot be divisible further. So our HCF is 2. Okay. I think this is enough to find out what an HCF is. It's a common number with which we can divide both the numbers. Okay. The main challenge probably would be the LCM part because the LCM is the most lengthiest, method to, or the method which we use to find out at LCM is pretty lengthy. Okay. I'll just go ahead. Let us find out LCM. First of all, let us see what questions we have for LCM and HCF. Okay. All right. 78.
51.
I'm sorry. 78 and 91. Okay. 78 and 91. Can anybody tell me how to, anybody knows how to find out this? Can I take Adya Baba? Do you know how to find out 78? What will be the LCM of 78 and 91? Hello? Hello? Adya Baba?
Like to unmute her, but she's not responding.
Okay. I want somebody to tell me what is their method before I tell them my method. Manoj Pillai? Manoj, can you unmute yourself? Krishal Jaiswal is there. Krishal, if anybody, Krishal can answer. Krishal, can we unmute Krishal Jaiswal?
Did.
Yeah, Krishal.
Okay.
Is there
Would
any
it be
technique?
just, could you just multiply both numbers?
And then that will give you the LCM. Is there no LCM otherwise?
It could be.
Seven nines are 63, 7 ones are 7 and 72. That's equal to 7. No, that's a very big number. No, it should be divisible. 78 come, 91 comes in which table? Find out the HCF first of all. Can you find out HCF of this? Is the HCF 13? Yes or no? I'll tell you one technique today. Listen, LCM multiplied by HCF is equal to product of the given number. Do you understand this? All of you? This is an arithmetic theorem. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So this is not any tip or something. It is an arithmetic theorem that we use. LCM into HCF is equal to product of the two numbers. So basically LCM multiplied by, if you're able to find out the HCF of this number, see, does 78 and 91 come in 13 table, guys, for which you need to know the tables very well. Are you guys aware of this? 78. So 13 into 6 is 78. Are you getting it or no? 13 6 are 78, right? And 13 into 7 is 91. So these both the numbers, they come in 13 table. So 13 into LCM into 13 is equal to 78 into 91. That means LCM is equal to 78 into 91 divided by 13. 13 ones are 13, 13 6 are 9 6 are 54, and answer is 546. How many getting it? It is a simple arithmetic theorem. All those who have encountered this theorem, remember this as a formula. You can remember this as a formula, guys, if you want. LCM into HCF is equal to product of the two given numbers. That is a plain and simple formula. You can use it. Getting it? Let's take one more number there. Let us find out the LCM of 90 and 36. Before finding the LCM, figure out if you are able to find out the HCF quickly. What could be the HCF of this number? Because HCF is a little easy. So if you can divide this by 3, you get a 30, and you divide this by 3, you will get what? 12. But this is again divisible by 2, which you get a 15, you get a 2, you get a 6. Getting it? Even if you do not know directly, 90 and 36 come in 18 table actually, if you know. If you can do it directly, that's better. If you know the tables, or if you don't know the tables, okay, I'll show you the method. If you don't know the tables, what to do. Okay, you divide this by 2, you divide this by 2. Okay, this is 45, and this is going to get you what? It's a lengthy process. Honestly, I don't prefer it. Okay, it's 18. Again, you divide this by 9, and you divide this by 9, and you get 5 and 2. So 9 into 2 is 80. That is your HCF. HCF is equal to 18. 9 into 2. Okay, it is directly you must be able to identify. Now use the formula. LCM multiplied by 18 is equal to 90 into 36. Getting it? That is LCM is equal to 90 multiplied by 36 divided by 18. 18 twos are, answer is 720. Are you guys getting it? Actually speaking, for this typical number, you don't need any method. It's very clear because this is 9 and this is 36. There is another alternative method, but let's not confuse ourselves. Do we have any more LCM sums in the okay, all of you find out what is the LCM of 30 and 92. All of you find out the LCM of 30 and 92. All of you find out the LCM of 30 and 92. Very easy. All of you give your answers in the chat box, please. How many got it? Got it? Jaden, are you getting it? Wonderful. Violetta, all of you getting it or no? It's very easy. It's a simple arithmetic calculation that we do here. Yeah, it's a concept of mathematics. This is called a fundamental theorem of arithmetic. These are some basics of the numbers. Okay. So I hope all of you now getting. Avinash, do we have any particular Prakhyat, can you check if there are any questions we need to deal with when it comes to LCM and HCF? I
You
can't
you
find
wanna
any
I
in
can
case.
see, ma'am.
Sorry.
we can have a few more examples if people want to solve that. Otherwise, we can move to the next topic.
Yeah. Everybody is clear about LCM and HCF. Just keep one formula in place that LCM multiplied by HCF is equal to the product of the two numbers given. Product of the given two numbers. It will work only for 2-digit. Don't try to use this for 3-digit. It will not work. Product of two numbers. Fundamental theorem of arithmetic doesn't work for 2-digit. It will work only for, sorry, it doesn't work for 3-digit. It will work for 2-digit. Getting it? Everybody remember this. I don't think you guys have 3-digit number LCM, HCF here. This is enough for you to get it. Getting it? All right?
Yeah.
Okay. I had given some try yourself. Okay. We are going to go to this topic called percentage. All of you are aware of what a percentage is. What is the meaning of percentage? It is out of 100. Correct? I forget that you guys are not muted. Okay. So basically percentage means it is out of 100. I don't have to tell this to you all. I think all of you in this particular class are all grown-ups and you all understand about 100. The fact here is how to figure out quickly what is a percentage of something. Very easy. Okay. Let me see a couple of questions here first to see. Okay. So what is the so okay, can we all quickly find out 10% of 4,000? 10% of 4,000 is very easy. What you do? Manoj Pillai, what will you do for 10% of 4,000? I think all of you are aware of it, correct? We will just take away 1 0, right? You just remove 1 0. Yes? 10% of 4,000. 1 second. It is 10% of 4,000. 10% of 4,000. We just remove 1 0 and our answer is 400. Are you guys getting it? I don't think this I need to teach. I am 100% sure that all of you here are available, are aware of this. Okay. But what we need to find out is what is 1% of 4,000. What is 1% of 4,000? So you take 2 zeros away. That's 40. Correct? Now, people, try to find out what is 11% of 4,000. That's equal to a sum of these two, which is 440. Getting it? Use this technique to just inflate your answers. Let us say what is 13% of 13% of 4,000. 13% of 4,000 is going to be, that's a 400, and you multiply this with 3, that's a 120. 520. Well, this doesn't need any technique, but just in case if you want to, it's very easy. Basically, if you know the table of 13, you cut out 2 zeros and you multiply this. That's a straightforward method to do it. But just in case if you do not know the table of 13, you can use this method. Otherwise, the school method is pretty easy to find percentages. Do we have percentage in decimals, Prakhyat? 5% of
No,
260.
ma'am.
Okay. No.
No
Okay.
decimals.
Okay. Let's find out 5% of 260. So to find out the 5% of 260, let's find out the 10% of 260, which is equal to 26. So therefore 5% will be 13. Are you getting it? I hope all of you are understanding. Half. If you half this, you half this simple 13. Getting it, guys? You have to be a little observant there. Okay. 25% of 25% of 468. See, listen, 25% is actually 1/4 of any number. I'm sure all of you know this, correct? It is 25 by 100, which is equal to 1/4. 1/4 of. But then if you want to use this technique, what will you do? You find out first 10%, 10%, but that will give you a decimal here. That will be more cumbersome for you all to do it. Correct? That is equal to 46.8. Then you multiply it by 2. This is pretty lengthy. It's straightforward. 1/4, that is 25 by 100. Anytime you want to find out, um, 25%, just divide the number by 4, and it's going to be cool enough for you all to do it. 101.117. That's the answer. There's no technique as such, yeah, but then you have to remember all the rules and this thing. For percentage, I'm saying. Okay, 50%. See, there are multiple techniques, but some sums you don't use technique. They're very straightforward. The sums themselves are so easy that if you try to use a technique, you actually make them difficult. So not all sums need a technique, okay? Yes, but then most of them would. There we will use. Like 25% doesn't need a technique, correct? So if I ask you what is the 25% of 25% of let's say 8,412. What is 25% of 8,412? Don't bother much. Just divide this by 4 to get an answer. That's going to be 2103. Are you guys getting it? How many of you wrote 213? It's 2103. Okay. So not everything needs to be looked from a shortcut perspective. Some things are simple. Leave them simple. Don't complicate them. Okay. But yes, if there are techniques for some, you got to use them. Understand what I'm saying, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
All in all, cumulatively, our calculation has to be fast and it has to be accurate. Don't try to mess up by applying shortcuts to each and every sum that you come across. Okay, that's not really required. All right. So I hope everybody understood the percentage part. Avinash or Prakhyat, what do you think?
It's pretty clear, I feel.
Pretty clear, yeah? Yeah. So let's see. The next portion actually is ratio proportion. Ratio, but I want some sums on ratio there, guys. Are you practicing, all of you? Can I have some of them muted for me to understand what is a ratio? First of all, everybody knows what is a ratio. What do you mean by ratio? Everybody? Ratio means to bring something to the lowest form, correct? Lowest form. For example, if I have, let's say, 6 and 18, what is the ratio? So you bring it to the lowest form, right? That is equal to, if I have 6 is to 18. Okay, 6 is to 18. Now there is a common factor. Whenever there is a ratio, there is a common factor, correct? That means you divide this by 3. You divide this also by 3, correct? If you divide this by 3 and this by 3, you'll get 2 is to, oh, sorry. You can just straightway divide this by 6. My bad. I've taken a very simple question. Okay, it's 1 is to 3. Because you divide this also by 6 and you divide this also by 6. But Prakhyat or Avinash, can you please help me with some questions of ratio so I can just remain?
Yeah, why don't you take 88 by 40, 88 by 40, or
All right.
12
So
by 42?
88 by 40, 88 by 40 or 88 is to 40.
Ratio, yeah, is
It
to
is
40.
one and the same thing. It's one
Yeah.
and the same thing. Both the things, they mean the same. Now, outrightly, you can see that this comes in what table? It comes in 8's table, correct? It is, both the numbers can be divisible by 8. So you divide this also by 8. You divide this also by 8. It is 11 by 5, or it is 11 is to 5. Correct? Even in ratio proportion, there is nothing much. The topic is pretty easy. It's pretty simple. There is no complication in the topic. I think the most challenging topic for anybody is to find out the square roots. If you've got the technique, then cube roots. I think that's the most challenging topic that you guys will have, because the school methods are pretty lengthy for those methods. And, otherwise,
Ma'am,
anyway. So what is that we are dealing with now?
so ma'am, the next topic that we were covering.
I think we decided to do ratio. Ratio is easy, percentage is easy, square root we did, cube root we did. Guy, do we want to ask the kids if they want any topic for me to cover up?
Yes. Do you want to cover the crisscross method of multiplication with them?
All right. Do they have 3-digit or only 2-digit?
3 digits. Yes, they do have 3 digits.
Okay,
3 digits and
guys,
4 digits.
listen, let's do 3-digit by 3-digit by 4-digit or 3-digit by 3-digit. Right.
3 by 3. 3 by
All
3,
right.
3 by 4 by 4. Yeah.
They have 4 by 4 as well.
Yes.
Okay, let's do a one method of multiplication. I'm sure double digit all of you are aware of. For example, if you have to do 42 multiplied by 34, then how many of you are aware of this method? 4 threes are 12, then 4 fours are 16, 3 twos are 6. You add, that is a 22, and 4 twos are 8. So your answer is going to be 1428. This is a method, I think, which almost every third student is using. Am I right? I'm sure most of you know this method. Ryan, you haven't, anybody has not learned this method before? Guys? All right, then first of all, I have, yes, Timotheus.
Yeah. There would not be a lot of people who would be doing these methods. So we can show it to them.
Okay, let me just teach you first 2 by 2, then I hope I'm able to teach you 3 by 3. All right, let me do this again. Okay, let us take 63 multiplied by 24. Okay, what you do is first you take first digit with the first digit, 6 into 2. 6 into 2 will get you 12, correct? Then you take 6 into 4. What is 6 into 4? That is 24. Then you take 3 into 2. What is 3 into 2? That's a 6. And you add both of them. That will give you 30. Are you getting it? And then you do 3 times 4. That is a 12. Final answer is 1512. How many got this? Getting it to know?
So essentially, if we follow
Jaden?
the school method of multiplication, we would have done a long method.
Yeah, we
But
take a lot
over
of
here
time there
in a single
because,
step, we
yeah,
are getting the
you're
answers
able
over
to
here.
do it. And I'm showing these lines, but you can just skip it off. If you do a 10, 15 sums, you will be able to get it. Suppose you have 53 times 74. Okay. Now do not draw the lines if you want. You can just do it directly, but 5 sevens are 35. Then you have, this is 5 fours are 20 and 7 threes are 21. You add them, that's a 41. And then you add this 3 fours are 12. And then what's your answer? 3922. Are you getting it, people? How many understanding this? Okay. Since you guys have 3-digit into 3-digit, okay, let me give you all one technique of multiplying 3-digit into 3-digit. Let's say, I'm going to take one easy example. Okay, let's take 123 multiplied by 412. A very easy example. What you do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Suppose these are the numbers 123 and these are the numbers 412. Correct? You take extreme left. That is equal to 4 ones are 4. Correct? Then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You take the first two, cross multiply and you add them. That is 1 ones are 1. plus 4 twos are 8. You add them up, that gives you a 9. Correct? Now you have to be a little careful. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You have to take all of them end to end, and in between. Correct? That is 2 ones are 2, 2 ones are 2, plus 4 threes are 12, plus 2 ones are 2. If you add all of them, that gets you a 16. Then again, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. You take all this and all this. Okay. That's 2 twos are 4, plus 3 threes are 3 ones are 3. That's a 7, and 3 twos are 6. Your answer is 50676. It takes a while, guys, to do this method. If you understand, let's do one more question. Let's try to do one more question there. Let's do 342 multiplied by 124. Okay. So you will do 3 ones are 3 first of all. That is 3 ones are 3 will give you 3. Then 3 twos are 6 plus 4, which is a 10. Okay. Then you have 12 plus 2, 14, and 14 plus 8 is 22. Correct? Then this is 4 plus 16, that's 18, and this is 8. So answer is 4, 2, 3, 8, 8. Are you guys getting it? Prakhyat? Okay, I'm going to give you all a question in this thing, and I want you all to check whether you guys are getting it or not. Okay, let's try this one question. Suppose 413 multiplied by 142. All of you try to use this method if you've understood it. Prakhyat, do we have any sum from the worksheet which is 3 digit into 3 digits, so I can take exactly that sum for the kids?
Yeah, just hold on. Okay, there's one example of bracket multiplications. So we can just convert it into a
No,
normal.
do they have the sums, the kind of sums that I am writing on the board?
Not directly, ma'am. I'll
Because
just
they're
show
very,
you
yeah,
one.
these sums are very bullish. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
they need a lot of practice to be done in
So
the technique.
if you just take a 58 plus 49 into 87 plus 55, that's the bracket addition and multiplication sum combined.
One second.
I just sent it to you on.
But that's a distributive property. One second, let me
Yeah.
just check. $58 into 9, 58 plus 49.
Yeah. There's a
That's a
bracket.
BODMAS type of a question.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So guys, okay. Anyway, anybody tried this? Put your answers in the chat box if you have done this question. Okay, that's a 4. 16 plus 1 is equal to 17. That's a 3 plus 8 is equal to 11 plus 4 is equal to 15. 12 plus 2 is equal to 14, and 6. That's equal to 5, 8, 6, 4, 6. All of you check your answers if you've got this answer, if you've done this question. Are they answering in the chat box? Has anybody tried this question?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I don't think they got the method. This method needs a little bit of practice. Nonetheless, we have 58 plus 49 times 87 plus 55. What kind of question is this? Okay. So this is equal to 5 plus 4, 9, 9 plus 1, 10. And that's a 107, correct?
Yeah.
107 multiplied by 8 plus 5, 13, 13 plus 1, 14, 142. Okay.
Now it's a 3 by 3.
All right. So, I mean, if you want to use this technique, then it's 107. There's another technique which I can show you for this kind of question, but I'm not very sure whether every time you will have only such kind of questions coming in. Okay. So 1 into 1 will give you 1. That's a 4 plus 0 will give you a 4. Okay. That's a 2 plus 7 is equal to 9 because 4 plus into 0 is 0. So you can just leave it. This is equal to 0 plus 28 and 14. So answer is equal to 15194. Okay. Are you guys getting it?
Can we have Jaden, solving it with you?
Jaden? Do we have another question in the list? Because
Sorry, ma'am. Actually, multiplication is not my kind. It's actually roots that's my kind.
yeah, but in the
Okay.
paper you will have all type of
No.
questions coming in.
Yeah.
So
So the technique that ma'am just showed, can you just solve it along with ma'am while she's doing it?
Uh, okay.
okay, let's try it. That's fine. It's okay. Even if you go wrong, that's okay. I mean, all of you must have believed that going wrong while you're learning is a part and parcel of learning. So that's okay. Let's try one question. Let's do 213 multiplied by 142. Okay. Yeah, Jaden, what is the first thing you would do?
I'm using a different trick, but the thing is that takes a lot of time. So
No,
Okay,
let's try
let's
to use
whether it
let's
will be
try
a
to
good idea.
use a technique that ma'am just showed. Let's try to do that.
Fine, I'll tell. Fine, I'll tell.
what technique are you using, by the way?
What the technique I'm using is first multiply 213 by 100, which is 21,300.
Hmm.
Then
Oh,
what
he's
I do
breaking it.
is, then I'd multiply 213 by 40, which is equal to 8,520. Added that together. And
No,
then
that's a lengthy
213
process.
times 2, which is 426.
Yeah. This is a lengthy process. Let's try what I am doing. Okay. Multiply, first of all, multiply the extreme left. What is that?
2,
Yeah. Okay. Then cross multiply the first two numbers and add the outcome. That is how much?
9.
Very good. Then cross multiply end to end and the center. That would be how much? End to end.
11.
Cross. 2 twos are 4 plus 3, 7 plus 4, 11.
I said 11.
Yeah, correct. 11. And then you cross multiply the last two digits and add the outcome. That's how much?
9.
No. 4 threes are 12.
4 3s are 12.
I thought you were telling me to add.
No.
No.
Cross multiply. You cross multiply the last two pairs and add the outcome.
And then 14.
Yeah, that's a 14. And then multiply the last digit. That's a
6.
6. Now put it up together. 30246.
So Jaden, this is a much shorter way of doing it,
This
right?
is, yeah, it's a faster way of doing it. But yes, you will have to randomly take numbers and keep multiplying because without practice, you'll not get this method. I think that
Yeah.
is
So
very evident that you will not get this
yeah,
method unless and until you practice.
absolutely, ma'am. So what will happen, ma'am, is these it's essential that we expose these kids to all the available techniques, and that's what we are
Yeah,
trying to do over here.
yes.
So is there anyone else who would want to solve another example of a 3 by 3 multiplication along with ma'am? We have a Krishal, we have a Rehan, we have a okay. Let's have Rehan come in.
Told, but I tried to understand.
Yes, sir.
I tried understanding it was difficult.
You will get it, Jaden. Don't worry. It's a matter of
Yes.
practice. Randomly take any 3-digit number and use it. It's like you have to do the first one, then the first cross, then the full cross, then the last cross, and the one. Like this. This is the pattern you go by. Are you getting it?
So,
I'll write down.
ma'am,
See,
we have
the
Rehan.
extra.
We have Rehan now with you.
Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Rehan. Okay. Okay, let's try this out. Say 513. Jaden and all those who want to try it out, you can do it by yourself. Okay. Let's do this. 124. Okay. Rehan, do it with me. What do you want to do? How will you do
So
it?
first, the first number is, yeah, we have to multiply 5 with 1, so which is 5.
Yes.
And then cross multiplication, the first 2 digits, like 5 twos are 10, 1 ones are 1, so which is
That
10.
no. 10 plus 1. You add outcome. You add the
Oh,
outcome.
yeah, sorry, ma'am. 10 plus 1.
Yeah.
11.
Yes.
And then
The extremes.
5 fours are 20, and 1 threes are 3, plus 2, which is 25.
Very good.
So at
Then
25, then the last 2 digits, 1 fours are 4, 2 threes are 6, which is 10,
yes.
and 3 fours are 12.
Yes. Put all of it together. What's the answer?
63,612.
Yeah, you don't have to say the place value when you're saying the answer. You can directly say
Oh,
63612. That's okay.
okay. Thank you.
Jaden,
That's
did you
wonderful,
understand
Rehan.
it this time?
Thank you, sir.
Ryan, absolutely perfect. Now, what you can do is you can keep on practicing this by taking more and more sums all by yourself. Any random 3-digit number, and you should be able to do it. Getting it, guys? All of you? Is there any topic that we are missing on, Avinash? I think so. I think we've tackled all of them. We've considered
Yes,
all
we've
of them.
covered everything. For
Yes.
those kids who, we also had a master session earlier. So if there's anything that you want to, you can also go and watch that
Yeah,
video also.
you can look
So
at
we will
that.
share both the links with you also. There are some addition, subtraction techniques, squares and cubes. Everything is also covered over there. So you
Right.
may want to, watch that video also. Just helps you, mastering more techniques for yourself. I think with that said, how much time do we
Yeah,
have?
I think we have overtime.
Oh, we've overshot. Anyways, I think that's all that we had for today. I would thank everyone for having joined the session, and I thank Ms. Joshi
You're welcome
for giving
anytime.
her time for this. And ma'am,
Anytime.
if you would like to address the team once.
Well, guys, I think it's just round the corner, and you guys are doing very well. I'm sure you guys are practicing. Tomorrow they have their mocks as well, right?
That's
So,
right.
wish you guys all the very best. In case if you need any help, I don't know whether how I should I give them my number or what? I'm not very
Yes, yes,
sure.
of course. So,
Yeah.
ma'am,
So
you can share your details on the screen over here. In any case, we will also be sending
yeah, but just in
everybody
case
your
because they
details.
are trying and
Yeah.
all of you can write down. My name is Vrishali. I'm basically settled in Bahrain and I normally teach math, been teaching math for last 20-21 years now. And in case if you guys have any trouble, I'm available on bottom on 33839227. This is Bahrain, so it's plus 973. This is Bahrain. I'll write it with the country code. It is plus 973 and 338927. 9227. I'm of this number is there on bottom as well as on WhatsApp. Okay, whichever way you think. On a sometimes to me in case if you think I can help you in solving your questions. Okay, I would be more than happy to do that. All right,
Thank you
guys.
so much for this, ma'am. And we'll be sending your details to all the participants also
Yes, yes.
on the community group.
Sure.
Now, first of all, tomorrow is your second mock. I would request
Yes.
everyone to make sure that you attend the mock. It will start at 6 a.m. UAE time, and it will be active until
Avinash, we lost your voice. Hello? Hello?
take the mock test. Just make sure that you
Avinash?
do that so that you test your login ID. Yes.
Avinash, we lost you in between. Can you just repeat what
Oh,
you
I'm
said?
sorry.
Because then, yeah.
Yeah. What I was saying was that the mock test will be active from 6 a.m. to 18 to
He exactly goes away during the attack.
6 a.m. to 12 a.m. an 18-hour window tomorrow.
take
And
the mock.
Okay.
You have to test
Okay.
your login IDs.
I think
You have to
Prakhyat,
test
your
your login
internet
ID
connection is
credentials.
much stronger than Avinash's. I
Yeah,
think you should
Prakhyat,
just,
can you just
yeah,
finish
you
that?
should just update.
So the mock will be from 6 a.m. tomorrow to 12 a.m. So there's an 18-hour window to attempt your mock. The mock is predominantly to test out your login IDs, and it is a practice event. Okay, so please go ahead, take the mock, see if your login ID works, everything is fine with your ID, check your details, your school name, everything is proper. Because on the day of the event, we'll be short of time, everyone will be in a hurry, so it'll be very difficult for the team to do that. So tomorrow is the day where you check out everything regarding to the Arena by Live MCA app and be prepared for the competition coming up on the 26th of October.
The schedule for the test will be shared sometime by tomorrow. The their
Yeah.
arrival times.
Yeah, by tomorrow.
Yeah, so everybody will be getting a schedule when you're supposed to be coming to the Glendale International School for your reporting time will be mentioned on your email. So please keep an eye for that, so that you make sure that you come on time and you've checked your IDs before that. All right, that's all
Okay,
that we had.
guys.
Thank you so much for having joined the session.
Vedant, the class is not over yet. Respect your class.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye-bye.